his language is violent. Because he might think, oh yeah, I'm gonna call it the Chinese virus or the China virus. When you choose to use language that actually is violent to real human beings, that is really scary.
Very exciting news because you're the new face of Neutrogena. What does it mean to you?
It means everything to me. I think that just also being an Asian American woman, when I was growing up, I didn't often see, if ever, a face that looked like me in like mainstream household name brands. Now the fact that Neutrogena has wanted to work with me for an Asian American face to be a part of their brand that is just so iconic and a staple in so many people's homes, like that meant the world to me, because I felt like, man, I think we can really do something. Skincare and beauty is fantastic, but something even more than that, which is just representation and giving hope to younger girls and guys and everyone in general. Not to be dramatic, but I do feel like I was kind of put on this earth to make people feel seen and loved and wanted. Like all the time, young girls will come up to me and tell me like how they feel represented and how they, you know, in high school for them, they feel similar to like past characters that I played and whatnot. So it's like ultimate honor, and I feel really grateful and fortunate that I'm even in this position in the first place to even have the smallest amount of influence. So I think that honestly, I'm just really grateful, and I'm hopeful for the future.
What do you hope that your young fans, both female, male, everyone, can learn from you about beauty ideals and beauty standards?
I want them to learn that anything is possible. If you work really, really hard and you stick to your guns and you focus in and believe, anything is possible.
Before I let you go, I do want to get a little political with you, talk about the upcoming election. You, thankfully, have been so vocal about President Trump's chosen name for COVID-19.
Yeah.
He called it the Chinese virus, and he
yes.
to do so. Why did you feel so compelled to speak up the way that you did on social media about that?
He uses very hateful language on purpose. His language is violent. Because he might think, oh yeah, I'm gonna call it the Chinese virus or the China virus. But what he's really doing is, because he's like, oh, well, it came from China. Be that as it may, when you choose to use language that actually is violent to real human beings, that is really scary. I remember when he first started using the Chinese virus, there was an uptick in violence against Asian Americans and discrimination against Asian Americans. And I felt that just walking outside. I didn't even want to go like to the grocery store because I felt like there was this new kind of stigma that was so, it's just his language has really, really, it's really impactful, and it's really scary. Like, oh my God, the President of the United States should not be so like casually stoking the flames of violence in his language and in his actions. That just doesn't feel right to me. And I just felt like I needed to say something. I needed to say something for myself, but greater than that, for the community. Because I have other Asian American friends who said the same thing. They're like, and now I'm scared to go out because someone's gonna scream at me, or someone's gonna harass me, or someone's gonna throw something at me or kick me in the face. And I'm like, we should not be living in fear. No one should live in fear. And he's doing this. So I felt the need to speak out on it because it directly impacts my life, and it directly impacts my friend's life and the community around me. So that is why I spoke out about it, and I will continue to do so. And I think we gotta vote, we gotta educate ourselves, we gotta realize that our voice does matter and it does make a change, because I've seen great change in the past couple of months. But there has to be a change in our government. It's so scary, and I don't even want to think about what would happen if it didn't go the way that I hope, but yeah.